I just arrived a little bit ago at my local thrift store here, and this is the first thing that I found. I don't think I'm going to get it. It's a brand that I don't think I've found before, but I found very interesting. I guess some of their jackets do really well. So some of their like heavy duty, maybe leather jackets, something like this. But unfortunately, I'm going to have to leave this one behind. So this one is a women's fleece. Now, if it was men's, I might be more inclined to pick it up. But it's got the cool embroidery here. It is a really good size, which is a 2XL, which would be easier to sell. But there is some listed, not very many sold, of kind of like this style. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it, because I got some really good things in my cart already. So stay tuned for those. Alright, here is another first for me. I've walked past these shoes many times, and I finally decided to look at them, and actually from Madewell. Didn't know Madewell made shoes. They're only asking $6.99 for them. They're in really good condition. Size 7, which is a good size. You trying to steal stuff out of my cart?
No, it was pretty. I hadn't seen that.
Likely story.
Very cute.
Thank you. All right, so there is some listed and some sold. I don't think these are going to be fast sellers by any stretch of imagination, but for $6.99 in this condition, I'm going to go ahead and grab them and wait for them to sell. All right, so as you saw in the video, a worker of Goodwill, my good friend Ashley here, saw this teacup set in my cart. So I thought it would be a good opportunity to talk about this. So I passed this up, honestly, on the first round as well. It just came out a new stock cart, and I didn't grab it. And then I saw it on the shelf, and I said, you know what, why not? Cute little cup and saucer set. They only want $1 each on them, so I decided to give it a little look at, and I'm super glad I did, because this is actually a vintage set, and it sells really, really well, pretty fast. So for $2, we're gonna make a pretty penny out of that. So it's so sad they're actually doing polls today, and I said, do you guys just go out in the back once you pull the stuff that hasn't sold in a few weeks, and you just throw it and break it? He said, yeah, unfortunately it does. Breaks my heart, but that's what they have to do. So don't expect to see too much dishes in the bins. This is what I know nothing about, is pottery. Now, these are both vintage, made by I'm not sure who, but it says right there 1998. There is 2 of them. They are only asking $2.99 for them. But they are super heavy. Like, they would cost quite a bit to ship these. But I just don't know enough about them. I'm going to try to learn a little bit more. But they're in okay condition. This one seems a little bit more rough. I don't know if that even matters for people that collect them. I think for personal use, it's a really good deal, especially for $2.99 if you guys like this look. But for me, I think I'm going to go ahead and pass on them. But definitely something good to look more into, stuff that you don't know about, because you never know until you look it up, and you might find a gem someday. I'm checking out a new clothing rack that they just brought out, and I did find a few things on here that I'm going to go ahead and show you guys. The first one is a Carhartt Relax Fit, like quarter zip, has cool little pockets. There's the little logo there. It's just a black one. Nothing too special. I would say you probably get around $30 for this. So if you guys don't know this brand, definitely learn it. It is called South Pole. Now, it's usually the vintage stuff that does very well. I think that they have the newer stuff. I think this is the newer one. I could be wrong, but it is a really nice full zip jacket here with the awesome stripe. It definitely has some pilling, which I have a little shaver guy that can get that off. Not too bad. And it's a really good size, being a size XL with a hoodie. So this is going to be definitely a little gem to pick up. Checking out the purses here. Got a Mountain West one, which I think this brand is pretty hit or miss, but this one's super soft, really nice condition. Definitely has a little bit of wear, as you can tell right there. I'm not sure if that will come off, but it's got a cool little opening with the tassels there. The inside is super, super clean. Here is a little logo here as well. As you can see, it is leather, and it also has the strap. So this is really, really nice. They didn't mark it up. It's a regular price, being $4.99. So I think we're going to go ahead and grab this. It's not going to be huge money. Probably take a little bit to sell, but I think it's just too cute to pass up. If it was like an orange color or maybe like a mustard, I'd definitely keep this. Not a huge red fan, so on eBay it will go. Ooh, I see C's. Not one, but two C's. Got a little pouch here with the Coach tag. And then we also have the logo style C for Coach. They are asking $9.99 for that one and $2.99 for that. I don't think this one's going to be a huge desirable one, but it's in really good condition. And I think I'm going to go ahead and lot these together. So it'll be a better incentive for someone to buy mine over somebody that just has the purse or the little pouch. All right, here are some Brooks. I don't look up all Brooks, and I usually pick up and look up the ones that are more fancy or more unique. And I thought with this cheetah print and the purple, and then also it says ghost. I think some of the ghost ones can do really well. So they are in really good condition. Need a little bit of cleanup. They're asking $10, but it looks like this one does pretty good. Unfortunately, there is no soles. So definitely would have to note that in the listing. But not sure if I'm going to pick these up. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think it kind of devalues when you don't have the soles. So now that I'm talking about it and thinking about it, I think I'm going to go ahead and leave them for $10. If they have those inner soles, I'd definitely be grabbing them. In the fragile section here, usually don't find a ton of stuff, but do you guys know what that is? Do you guys know what that is? If you know what it is, before I flip this over, leave me a comment and let me know what a good gem shore spotter you are. So he's a cute little dog. People love their dogs, and people love Jim Shore. So for $2.99, we're going to go ahead and bring him home. So this little birdie caught my eye here. It is called Pepart ceramic, hand painted in Turkey. So it looks like it came from maybe TJ Maxx or Ross or something like that. So I almost didn't look it up, but thankfully I did, because actually this brand does very well. Unfortunately, there is only one of them, but it is Purple Day and it's half off. So this is only going to be a $1.50 investment. So not too shabby. Oh, Rainforest Cafe. I know that was all that in a bag of chips years ago. Yep, 2002. So definitely vintage. Looks like they have a set of 3 of these plates. Now, they do have a little bit of wear on them, but for $1 each, looks like these actually sell pretty good. So, not going to be a huge moneymaker, but just something kind of cool to list on eBay and make a little bit of profit. Okay, who are you? Very, very pretty. $4.99. All right. Coalport, Caledonia, hand decorated, modeled by, not sure what that says, but apparently it's exclusively to M. Henderson and J.W. Baker, 2000. So definitely vintage piece here. I don't know. I'm going to definitely give this a little look up. She looks unique. Never found anything of this brand before. So here I go again, doing a little bit more research on something I don't know. All right, so I took a little bit of time and did some research on this gal. I honestly couldn't find very much on her. I did a Google image search and I did come across 2 or 3 that were on other like web pages, not even like eBay or anything like that. And looks like they can go in the hundreds. So seeing that intrigued me a little bit more to give this thing a whirl for $5. I'm going to put it up on eBay for probably a crazy amount of money, maybe $199, free shipping, and see how it does. So stay tuned for those results, and let's see if we can get her sold for like $200. All right, I would say this was a pretty successful trip to the thrift. Seems like every other day I do pretty good. So I pretty much rake the store clean, and then the next day is just kind of like blah, and then the next day they bring out more stuff. So that is what happened here, and I'm gonna get up on out of here. It is dark and I am ready to head home. So if you guys enjoyed it, definitely like and subscribe. It helps us out tremendously, and don't forget to leave us a comment below. We always enjoy reading your messages. And until next time, until I thrift again, catch you on the flip side. What is up, YouTube? I've been in my local thrift store for about an hour now, and I've kind of gone through all of the clothing racks that they brought out. They did say they're going to bring out one more rack, so I'm going to hang around and wait for that. But I did pick up a few items that I thought might be good to resell, but unfortunately they're not. I'm going to go ahead and leave them, but I thought I would show you which ones they were. All right, so the first few are going to be We the Free. If you guys don't know that brand, it's Free People. And unfortunately, it looks like Free People has kind of gone downhill. If it's not something crazy. And also why I'm passing on these is they're all extra small, too small, and which are a lot harder to move. I haven't been able to sell a lot of Free People lately, so I'm going to go ahead and leave them. So as you can see, this is the first one, and then the second one is this one. It's got some really cute like cinched sleeves here, not that one would do okay. Here's the tag, as you can see, extra small, so I'm going to go ahead and leave that one. Here is the third one, which I kind of considered picking up. It is extra small, but it looks really big, and it's kind of got like the slit sleeves and the ragged look. But like I said, I haven't been able to move Free People, so I'm just going to go ahead and leave that. And then the last one here is just kind of a plain, oversized blue shirt. And here is the tag, which looks quite different than the other one. That one is also Free People. So another thing that I saw that might be worth picking up is this Looney Tunes. It is a vintage 2002 on the tag there, and it might be worth something, but I just don't feel like picking it up. Honestly, a lot of that stuff just kind of sits for me. And then this is a brand that I used to pick up quite often, and I got excited about picking up because it actually sold. But now it just doesn't sell. It's just kind of gone through its fad. It's the spider phase. So I'm sure you could make a few bucks, but it would probably sit for a really long time. It's just not worth picking up for me. And then the last thing that I found was this cupcakes and cashmere. And I've picked up this brand in the past, and I think if it was cashmere, I would definitely be grabbing this. But it's just acrylic. So we are going to leave this, but I thought it was pretty cute. I think out of all of these, this one would probably be the only one that I would pick up. But I'm trying to be more selective. We have a lot of clothes right now and a lot of inventory, so I need to just kind of pick things that are going to move quick. Okay, so here is a brand that I have not heard of before. It's called Kenko. It just looked unique to me, and they're pretty heavy-duty shoes. So I said, why not look them up? And I'm sure glad I did, because actually these do really well, this brand, and they're in really good condition. So I think these are going to flip for some good money for us. Paying $7, not too shabby. Alright, so today is actually pink day, so I was kind of going down the women's pants section here and just kind of was glancing to see if there was any worth picking up since they are half off now. I believe women's pants are $6.99, but they would be $3.50. So this one intrigued me because it looked quality, and I noticed that it was linen, and for sure it's definitely a linen, and it is actually men's pants. So it's in the wrong section, but I did look up this brand and it looks like it does okay, but I think it being linen and being half off, I think we're going to go ahead and grab this. I think somebody's going to enjoy these. They're in excellent condition, no stains. It looks like they didn't even wear them. All right, in one of my favorite sections, which is the Christmas section, it's kind of overcrowded, a little bit intimidating, but I did manage to find one, I think, really good item here. I'm not sure if they are vintage because they are originally from Walmart, $4, but intrigued me because these little angels here, so I decided to give them a little look up, and it looks like these can do really well. So I'm going to have to do more research and see if these are the ones that are more sought after. But I think for $1, we're going to give it a shot. All right, so I got super excited when I found these brand new Wise wireless gaming headset. Now, brand new, I think they would do really well. And I was super stoked because usually they price these around $6.99, something like that. And I thought I could probably flip it between $30 and $50, so I was going to go ahead and grab it. But then I noticed the $24.99 price tag. So with that, we're definitely leaving it. If it's still here on half off day, we might reconsider. All right, so lately I've just been kind of running my hand along the women's and men's like sweaters and long sleeves just because it's kind of overwhelming having to go through every single one of them trying to find something. So as I did that, I felt this and I was like, oh yeah, that's super soft. That's definitely Barefoot Dreams. And yep, it is. There it is in all its glory. Barefoot Dreams, definitely one that you're going to want to look out for. Now, this one has definitely dropped off, I think, in value, and also the excitement has worn off. But I'm still excited to pick up. This might be something I keep. It might be a little too big for me being a large XL, but I'll try it on. And if it doesn't fit, I'll go ahead and throw it up on eBay, make a few bucks. I just really like picking these up. All right, so I just found this chilling on a new stock card that came out. They usually only price their mids at $2.99, and I definitely look into each and every one of them, especially being a Mizuno here. And I've picked up a lot of good mids here lately, so this is definitely no exception. This is going to be some pretty good money once we get it up on eBay and flip it. Alright, there's a new clothing rack, and the last and final one, we're gonna chase it on down and see what we can find on the last clothing rack of the night. Alright, so I did find a little gem on the clothing rack, and unfortunately it's missing its tag, but I did a Google image search on this with the name Platinum Fubu, and it looks like this brand does really well. This is a very large size. If you guys don't know, that's Fat Albert. Super cool. Definitely remember him from my childhood. So even with the wear, I think I'm going to go ahead and grab it. Somebody's going to want this shirt, even if I have to price it a little bit lower than the other ones because of the crackling. I'm excited to pick it up. I also found a Carhartt. So this is a full zip, size 8 to 10, not a great size, but Carhartt usually does pretty good for us. And this is a really nice thick jacket with the hood, and it is in really good condition, so I'm going to grab it. There was a pair of Carhartt jeans on here as well, but unfortunately they're not cargo or carpenter style, which are the only ones I really pick up now. So they're in really good shape, 32, 34. An okay size, but with it not being cargo or carpenter, we're going to leave them for somebody else. All right, so they just made the last call to round up your goodies and check out. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do. I'm going to get up on out of here. I'm excited what we did end up picking up today. And if you guys liked it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring our bell so you get notified every time that we upload new videos. And until next time, until I thrift, until they close the door on me. Well, almost anyways. Catch you on the flip side. What is up, YouTube fam? It is Super Bowl Sunday, and I thought I would hit up the Goodwill, hoping that there's not a lot of people. It's been crazy in here lately, but hopefully with it being Super Bowl, it won't be that nuts. So let's get in there and find some gems. All right, so it looks like I'm going to only be picking up 2 things. One is this Victoria's Secret. Nothing crazy here. It is only $1, but it is brand new with tags, so that would be some bread and butter. But this one I thought was pretty interesting. Looked definitely older to me, so I decided to give it a little look up. I guess it's called Wrinkles by Gansbros. Definitely vintage, as you can see. Made in Korea, I guess. I don't see a date on there, but when I looked him up, he looks like he does pretty well. So, and he's a puppet. So, I thought that was pretty cute. So, we only paid $1.99 on plush. So, I'll give him a whirl. If you like this sort of content,
yay!
Or if you don't,
don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell your friends. And until next time,
catch you on the flip side.